Hopefully nobody. There you go. Overall, today was yesterday I just squatted. Reached 405 for 2 reps. And that's all I did. And then I dropped to half the weight, so I think I did like 275 or 285 for 2 sets. And the first set was not till failure, but almost. It was like 12 reps. The second set was, I think, 6 or 7 reps, but I basically quit because I was feeling pretty good, but not too good. Today I just did chest and 1 bicep exercise and a little bit of calves. I feel terrible. Honestly, I took like 2 scoops and a half of the HWMF pre-workout from Accent Sledge, and I haven't been feeling it for a long time now, if I'm being honest. Try to scoot over. I have not been feeling it for a long time. For like the past, call it 2 weeks, 2 maybe 3 weeks, I have not been feeling it at all. Like I haven't been drinking too much though. I've been drinking maybe 200 milligrams of caffeine 5 to 6 times a week. Only when I really go to the gym. So the fact that it's not affecting me, or I don't feel it affecting me, like I'm not getting jittery. I mean, I'm not looking to get jittery, if I'm being honest, but I don't know. I just feel off. So I'm gonna stop for about 6 to 8 weeks with the caffeine. Just clear it out of my system. It's gonna suck a little bit because I might not have as much energy, but you never know. So I gotta heavily rely on my food and my routine. But I started off with pec deck. I did 2 warm-up sets. 1 full set with 70, 80 pounds. I think I did 10 reps and it felt light, so it jumped up to 100. That felt light, so I did 115, I think it was, or 110 or whatever. Did that till failure. Dropped it to 70, did it 8 reps, and then dropped it to, I think, 40, like 50 or 40. And it was 55. Then I finished off. Then I did a little bit of flat dumbbell bench, the bench press. Started off with the 25s just to get used to it. So I did like 10 reps there. I did 8 reps with 45s, and then somebody put the 50s in the wrong thing, so I just kind of just used them. I just wasted a whole set, if I'm being honest. But it felt good. It felt way better than the 45s. I controlled it way better. I did 3-second negatives and positives, and then I jumped up to the 70s for 2 sets. The first set, I think I did the same amount of reps up in both sets, so it was like 9 reps. It felt pretty good. Overall, it felt pretty good. On the second set, I did do a drop set, so I dropped it from 70 to 35s, and then I did double the amount of reps. They call it a Seth set, or Seth Feroci calls it a Seth set. It felt way too light, so I should have done the 40s, but because I reached 20 reps. My conditioning is improving, but I need to focus more on food, and food is like one of the hardest things right now. I try to eat 415 grams of rice, or carbs basically, in rice, so that's like what, almost 1,000 1,000 cooked grams of rice a day. It is hard for me to wake up because I get off of work like at 12, sometimes like 12:15, and then I'll go to the gym, do like 10-15 minutes of cardio because I won't be able to sleep. So I'll probably end up going to sleep like around 1-ish. And then when I wake up, sometimes it's 7 and sometimes it's 10. And I try to wake up and set an alarm for 7, and it's like I don't wake up. I'm just knocked out. And I'm trying to wake up earlier, but I think my body's just exhausted, that it needs that extra, few hours of recovery. Because I've set an alarm multiple times to try to wake up, and I set my alarm loud and it's right next to my ear and I can't hear it. So, but I do need to set a better routine. So when I wake up, I have, 35 ounces of water, so I can drink that and be hydrated, and then go for like a 10-minute, 15-minute walk, whatever, get the blood flowing, you know what I mean, then come back, use the restroom, go through my whole routine. I'm gonna start making my food, and it's hard, but I think I'm gonna start eating before the gym, so that does mean I have to wake up earlier, so at least an hour and a half before I go to the gym, because when I eat before I go to the gym, whether it's an hour up to 2 hours, it just feels tough, you know what I mean? It just feels way too tough, to the point where I feel full, I feel bloated, and I just don't end up training good, or I feel like I don't train good. Like, the pump is there, don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel good. So, but I'm gonna have to, because the carb powder, it's just, you know what I mean? I don't want to increase the carb powder, because I should be getting, the nutrition. Oh, dang. I should be getting the nutrition from the rice or whatever carbs, like oats. I think I'm gonna start eating oats, but oats bloats me. Oats definitely does bloat me. Even if I do my oats with water. So I usually do oats with water, and I don't cook it, because if I cook it or put it in the microwave, whatever, it's harder for me to digest it, and I can't eat all of it. So if I just pour like 50 to 80 grams of carbs in a cup, pour a little bit of water, just enough, and then like some cinnamon or whatever, just add flavor to it, and then I'm able to eat all of it, you know what I mean? And whether I cook it or don't cook it, I still get bloated. So, but I don't know, overall today in the gym, music, it's getting very bland, you know what I mean? I listen to rock and roll, heavy metal, reggae music. I'm trying everything, you know what I mean? Everything within its own limits to try to get in a mindset. But I'm having fun. That's the more important thing. I'm having way more fun, like right now in the gym, than I am in the past. The only thing is that when I get to the heavier weight, where I have to focus and put my, you know what I mean? Because again, I'm a bodybuilding. I'm not weightlifting. So bodybuilding, you're focusing on the contraction. You know what I mean? I don't know. Some people are just weird, and I say that in the most nicest way, because tell me how, like, look, this dude's braking, and he's like 100 yards away from the nearest car. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, I have to understand that some people may or may not be under the influence. They may have a disability, so I really can't say anything or be disrespectful in any way, because everybody has their own way of doing everything, for one. For 2, I want to say that it's more so I want to say, like, you can't be mean, you know what I mean? You don't know how they go about life. But in California, when you put on your blinker, you have 2 types of people. The person could be 3 cars behind you. You put on a blinker and they'll speed up just so you don't, overtake them for some reason. Or there'll be half a car length behind you. You'll put on their blinker and they'll stay the same speed. So you don't know, you know what I mean? When you try to speed up, they'll speed up. When you try to slow down, they'll slow down. They do it subconsciously. That's what I realized. Nobody really does it on purpose, but it's super annoying. Like, super annoying. Anyways, I did get a little sidetracked. The chest pump, oh man. Even though today I felt it was a mediocre, or feel like it's a mediocre workout, I want to say I did just enough to where there was still potential growth. I didn't get, the maximum where the inches are, where the, how to say, like, I did fully exert myself and go super crazy, but it wasn't, to where I have done that in the past, to where I've gone, above and beyond. But I checked out the pump before I did biceps or calves, and it was there. Not gonna lie, my right chest is catching up to my left. It's looking a lot more even, a little bit more symmetrical, and I can tell it's growing. Chest is one of my lacking body parts, even though I'm still growing, I'm still in the beginning phases. I want to say I have a good setup, basically, like a good symmetry. But from picture, I say it's my shoulders and my chest, or when these work on. My lats, of course, my lats are small, but my back, from the back, it looks pretty good. It looks like it's obviously in the growing phases, but it looks solid. It looks like it has a good foundation. My chest, on the other hand, does not. So I'm going to be focusing a lot more on chest instead of switching it off from, like, I have a chest day and then with a little bit of biceps, and then a bicep day and then a little bit of chest. No, I'm going to just continue doing chest, just switching up the exercises every time, I go to the gym. Or do the same exercises for like 2-3 weeks and then cycle off of it, because I do realize that I plateau very easily, and it's more mental than it is physical. So I usually do stop ahead of time, and I can be benching, I don't know, 225, and then I just won't feel the connection, or I'll feel the tension, but I won't feel the contraction anymore. And for me, contraction is everything, because that's how you know you're growing. I'm not, I don't want to use my triceps for bench. I want to use my chest. And obviously you're going to use a little bit of triceps. You know what I mean? It's a compound stabilizer muscles, but that's not the goal for me. For dumbbells, I can be benching the hundreds, and I won't feel the contraction, no matter how slow or how much I focus on the negative. After a certain amount of times, I just don't feel the contraction anymore. So I do have to switch it up often, like very often. And I think that's just right now, because again, I'm still building a routine, and that's where I say the routine is everything, because the routine is going to carry you when things get tough, when it gets, in a sense, frustrating, and where you don't have the energy. Like, you can feel exhausted, you can feel like you don't want to go to the gym, and then you stay in that routine. You don't have to lift the heaviest weights. You can just get a simple pump. Just instead of doing 2 sets to failure or 1 set to failure, you know, Mike Mentor, Dorian Yates types training, you could do, you know, 4 sets of 15 or 4 sets of 20. You really go for the volume, and then, you know, it might just all work out, you know. You're still gonna get a little bit of growth from there. So I don't know, that's the plan. My calves, I need to get my calves up. I've been doing calves at least 2 to 3 times, more closer to the 3 times a week. They have been growing, but I can tell that my nervous system just needs rest, which is funny because I just came back from, this is my 2nd week back from my 1 week break. You know what I mean? In total, what, dude, bro? I didn't even know you can have a hood exhaust. I've seen 2 maybe 3 cars with a hood exhaust. I didn't even know you could do that in California, which you can't. I'm tempted to. That might be ruthless though. In the Mustang, yeah, it's gonna be ruthless. Anyways, and turbo, open hood, or hood exit, turboed. Anyways, I don't know, I'm gonna change it up a little bit because shoulders need a lot of work, and it's not even just heavy, it's not heavy weight, it's just proper form. I want to say it's just proper form and better connection. And to be honest, I have not been warming up as properly as I can. I just been, you know, going to an exercise and then doing, you know, slow contracted reps with very light weight. And then once I feel the muscle a certain way, I'm like, okay, then increase it a little bit, do 10 to 12 reps, and then you know, once I feel blood in there, I'm like, okay, it's time to go a little bit heavier, or not a little bit, a lot more heavy, to, you know what I mean, start the workout, to get the first official set in. But I need to warm up my joints. Even though I'm 23, I still need to warm up my joints. I've had a lot of shoulder issues through sports. Dislocated my shoulders, both shoulders, plenty of times. So if I can find a way to warm up my joints correctly, I think I can lift not only heavier, even though that's not my goal is to lift heavy. It's not. I think I can get a better contraction with, you know what I mean? Because, for example, if my shoulders aren't warmed up properly, I might only go up to like right here. But if I warm them up correctly, I might go up to right here, and that might be where I should be to get a better contraction, a better stretch of the muscle belly, everything, you know? So it's all hypothetical, but at the end of the day, when you're bodybuilding, there is no like cookie cutter plan, even though some people say there is. In all reality, you are a science experiment. You know what I mean? So you don't have to write everything down, but you know what I mean? However you can track your progress, that's the best way to do it. For me, it would have to be, you know what I mean, tracking everything down. Oh dude, you wanna see the pump? You want to see the pump, bro? Let's see if we can. Oh, I don't think so. I'm pretty exhausted. See, my left chest. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from the video, but you can tell this one's like a little bit, it's missing right here. This one, you can see the whole the whole boob, you know what I mean? This one, something right here, you know what I mean? I just gotta focus on that lower one. Because when I flex, it goes away. This one, when I flex, it stays there. I don't know. That's just how I see it. You see? And cardio, bro. Whew. It's hard to flex in the driver's seat. But it's there.